Dr. Anna DeWese has achieved a lot of success in her service to the Marion County Public School System. Knowing she wanted to be a teacher from a very young age, she began her undertaking with an internship at Sunrise Elementary School, the school at which she is now principal. Along the way, she's made a few stops on the path that brought her back to the school where she started her illustrious career.
Well, I graduated from Forest High School, best high school in this county, and that was in 1994. I went to CFCC at the time and became a patriot. After that, when I graduated, I was able to enroll at St. Leo College, now St. Leo University, and my very first internship was here at Sunrise in first grade. That was in 1996. I have to give a shout out to Kathy Bruce because she allowed me to come into her classroom. She was first grade. I was a nervous wreck. I knew since I was in second grade, 7 years old, I wanted to be a teacher, and this was really the first step. When you take that internship, it is overwhelming, it's exhilarating, it's exciting, and I learned everything that I know from her. One of the things she encouraged me to do was be a substitute or try to apply for a para position since I was going to school at night anyways, and so I elected to do the para position. I elected to do a substitute position, which led to a para position through Oakcrest Elementary. I've actually started, I'm ending where I started. My journey began here, and this is a culminating piece because I've learned so much from being an intern to a substitute teacher to a para to a teacher to a dean, assistant principal for discipline, AP for curriculum, principal, director at the district office, and now back to the principal level. So learn a whole lot on this journey.
Along with her determination, it was the love and influence of her family that kept her feet squarely on the path to success.
When I moved here in the middle of my senior year, and many people don't know this about me, and so I guess now that it's going to be broadcast and it's all good, I was actually a teenage mom. And so when I graduated from high school, I was already a mom. And I didn't want my son to have to go from school to school to school or city to city to city just so I could get an education, because the education I got was very good and it opened a lot of doors here in Marion County. And I didn't want him to have to move around a lot, but I also wanted him to see the value in getting a good education and giving back to a community that's been good to you. And so at every step, whether I've been an intern or principal or director at federal programs, this county has been good to me, and I felt like I need to do something good for the kids in the community here, whether that's through helping parents or helping children or working with teachers, anything that I could do, because I've had a really good opportunity. I want to extend that opportunity and pay it forward. I guess that's what I'm saying. I just want to pay it forward for the children in this community and the families here. All right, keep working, baby. Good job. Show me your progress. Good job. Thank you. It's plain and simple. You cannot allow your circumstances to define who you are. You define your circumstances. If you have a goal, you have a vision, you have a dream, you have to work hard, you have to make sacrifices, and you have to go for what you know. Sometimes that means you can't hang out with all of your friends because they're going to go to the beach, or you can't be on social media because you've got to study. And then if you're in a situation like I was in, being a teenage parent, you have to turn around and look behind you and figure, what is this little person going to say about me when he's able to be able to understand the impact of, okay, what kind of person was my mom? Now, what kind of person am I going to be? Sometimes you have to look backwards and figure out where you came from in order to know where you're going. But you got to have a goal. And that was one of the things, like my dad and I had conversations often because his heart was broken when I became a teenage parent. That was not what he wanted for me. What he wanted for me was just what I said. What are you going to do next? What's the next level? You got to get your education. And so when we had these conversations, it wasn't just about me. It was about Andrew and it was about me. And it was, how are you going to take care of yourself and how are you going to take care of your son? And how are you going to live your dream? Because I had an opportunity to go to school, and I turned that down because of who was behind me looking at me. You can't let your circumstances define you. It doesn't matter if you're black or white or rich or poor. What is your dream? Buckle down, study hard, and make it happen. And it doesn't matter if you're going to the Air Force or if you are going to be a pilot. It doesn't matter if you want to be a professional fisherman. Whatever it is you want to do, you just have to make sacrifices and understand that what you do not only impacts you, but it impacts others around you, especially those folks in your family.
We're here at the Silver River Museum, which is located in the Silver Springs State Park, and we've just reopened the museum after being closed to the public for several months for renovations. Our new hours also, by the way, are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each Saturday and Sunday. We also have a really interesting and unique event coming up this coming weekend, which is February 17th and 18th, and it's called the Silver River Nap-In and Prehistoric Arts Festival. And napping is the craft or art of shaping stone tools like the ones you see behind me in the exhibits into usable implements like spear points, arrowheads, scrapers, axes, woodworking chisels, and that sort of thing. Before people had steel in the Southeast, flint or chert was the hardest stone available, and that's what they used to create lots and lots of tools. So flint napping is the art of making stone tools. So these are examples of replica stone tools that were actually made over the last couple of years at previous nap-ins by flint nappers who came here to the Silver River Museum. This one happens to be made out of a beautiful piece of stone. This is actually fossilized coral, and you can see the pattern of the coral polyps in the stone. Some of them are made out of very almost kind of exotic stone. That's obsidian from out west, which is volcanic glass, and some of them are even translucent. If you hold these up to the light, they almost look like stained glass. This weekend, February 17th and 18th, the hours are 9 to 4 both days, and there will be flint nappers from across the eastern United States, from as far away as Texas and Pennsylvania and the Great Lakes. They'll be here for the weekend demonstrating and selling replicas and pieces of artwork, but we'll also have potters, hide tanners, wood carvers, people who make bows and arrows like the Indians used to. Visitors will be able to come and try their hand at spear throwing or tomahawk throwing or make some pottery. And one of the neat things that happens is we have archaeologists who come from all over the place, and they'll set up educational displays and give talks to the public. So it's a unique event because we have people replicating prehistoric skills, and we also have archaeologists talking about the science behind studying how these original prehistoric people in Florida use those same skills to survive.
It's never too early to get a head start on your future. Last Thursday, students from Reddick-Collier Elementary School traveled across the county to Marion Technical Institute to get a peek at some of the opportunities available to them.
How about you? What would you like to be?
I would be
Oh, hold on, baby.
a fire girl.
A firewoman. That is great. You know why that's great? Because we have a program here at MTI for just you, for fire fighting. How about you?
A policeman.
A policeman. That is also another great job, and you could come here to learn a little bit about that as well.
Yes, we're really excited to be here. This is part of a grant that's funded through the Public Education Foundation Grants for Great Ideas program. It's actually been part of our school-wide focus since 2014-2015. We've had this grant funded each year, and it's a school-wide grant, so our kindergartners through 5th graders participate. The whole purpose is to begin with the end in mind. We want our students to set long-term academic goals for their future. We want them to talk about where they're going to college, what they're going to be when they grow up. And MTI is one of the places that we can offer different vocational programs and career paths for our students. So that's why we send our first graders here. Our kindergartners visited North Marion High School. Our second graders visited Marion Technical College last week, and our 3rd through 5th graders will visit community colleges and universities later this year. Just to give you an example, we had our second grade class go to Marion Technical College last week, and I had a number of young men come to me, and they were so excited about the welding room that they visited, and they want to be welders. And, you know, they may have not have even known that welding existed. So it's setting that tone, and it's sparking ideas and igniting a love for learning and just setting the tone for their future. These may be part of their long-term goals. It doesn't matter if they're kindergarten. If they want to be a welder, they can do it, and there's options in Marion County Public Schools that we can get them there. It's never too early to start that conversation. This idea actually stemmed from a meeting that we had on our campus planning 5th grade graduation. And at the time, there was a parent who was part of that meeting who said this may be the only graduation some of these kids will ever have. And that is where this idea began. This isn't their only graduation. They are going to graduate high school. They are going to go on to future college or career readiness options and graduate. And we want to start them young. We want them to plan what high school they're going to go to. We want that in their mind. We're starting that conversation, and pre-K, kindergarten, on through 5th grade, it's important for them to know their options. And as they travel through Reddick-Collier, students in 2014, 2015 visited the high school, visited a community college, and are now visiting universities.
I just want to let everybody know about a wonderful opportunity here at Marion Technical Institution. On March 1st from 6 to 7:30, we will have our CTA Choice Informational Night. Parents and students can come to the school and get information on all of our academies and information on this integrated first responder course. It's a good opportunity to see if you'd like to come to MTI and explore a career.